Okay, several of you have been asking, and Kim Ann, you wanted to know about biscuits. Mom Zora's biscuits, which came down through Kim, down to Kayla. We have Casey over here preparing breakfast. This is from Vacation 2023 at Douglas Lake in Tennessee. You can see we've all unpacked, and we are here, and the chef is in the kitchen. Kayla.
Well, we always start with self-rising flour, and we like to use Hudson Cream. You don't have to, but it's what we use. And it depends on how many biscuits you want to make. Since we're serving biscuits for a lot of people, I use quite a bit of flour. And in Mom Zora style, I don't measure anything. So
about as much as you need for how many people you're making it for, Wilma. That's what she would tell me.
As much as you need for as many people as you're making it for. So you just kind of estimate your flour. Then in the middle of your flour, you have to be able to work the drawers. You want a well.
She would always stick her hand in there and spin the wooden bowl. Because she made hers in a wooden bowl. We'll show you that.
So we need a well to add our oil. And again, no measuring, just add a little bit of oil. And then we fill the well with milk. And we want cold water.
So now we're well up above the flour, or just above.
Just above the flour. And I never get this right the first time. You have to just kind of go with it.
That's the way my dough is. I never know until I can feel it. Do you have a feel you're going for, or?
Yeah, you don't want it like a dry dough, like a pizza dough, and you don't want it wet like pancakes. You want it somewhere in between. And it's been a while since I've made biscuits for this many people, so my feel has to
because Erwin vacations are all 4 generations. You go from now, David and I are very much alike. He's learning to walk, and I'm trying to relearn. But he's much, much faster. Yeah, you can see that turning into good biscuit dough, can't you? Now, to me, that's the way the pie dough does. It's just in a second, it just turns.
Yep. And we want to prepare our area for cutting it out. So we sprinkle some flour out. And add our dough. And then we're going to sprinkle the top of it. I don't have a cup here for cutting, so let me grab that. And we need our pan greased.
And on vacation, we usually bring a pan. So it'll be a little bit coated rather than use some of the pans you find in rentals that really stick bad. When we go on vacation, we usually bring a pressure cooker, a few good knives, and a few good skillets. And a biscuit pan.
Now that I've got the grease washed off my hand, I'll take and kind of pat the dough up and then mush it down. You don't want it to be too thin because then you'll have really thin biscuits. But you don't want it to be too thick because then you'll have super thick biscuits.
So what are you shooting for?
I usually shoot for about 3/4 of an inch thick to about an inch thick.
And the closer you put them together, the more they rise too, right? In the pan?
In the pan. You want them to touch. I have a biscuit cutter that I use at home, but when we're out, I just try to find whatever glass will do.
And you can get those in the Smokies, the cutters. You can also take a cream can and take the bottom out of it if you have a crafty husband or gentleman in the family. We heard a David scream there, in case you wonder. He likes to be going 90 miles an hour. He's not a year old yet, and he's already walking everywhere. Ooh, look at that, Sam. Now, I don't know why, but the old timers called these cat head biscuits.
Because they're as big as a cat head.
Is that what it was about?
Yeah.
I never did learn that word of why they called it that. My mother made these 3 times a day, and literally community people, especially the guys, would stop by her house to see if Miss Lori had biscuits that left over. And I don't think that there ever was a time until she got critically ill that she didn't have.
And in the end, I just kind of mold my last bit of dough to make a biscuit. That way we don't have a bunch left over.
Yes, you have fun. Sit down.
Now you bake them, well, you're going to finish them first.
Yeah. Then we will just kind of take our oil and drizzle just a little bit. Just kind of rub it around and pat it on the biscuit.
You want them covered good because it makes them so
This is what makes them brown.
You can see we've been raised to use our hands.
Yeah. Some people would use like a butter brush.
Yes.
Like a pastry brush, but I just use my fingers. Make sure we get them good and covered. And then I will put these in the oven at 425 for about 20 minutes.
So enjoy.